You've already designed the life you want, down to the logo, the city skyline, the perfect aesthetic. You've rehearsed the interview in your head, the turning point, the moment everything clicked, the story you'll tell someday. You can see it so clearly it almost feels like a memory. But when you open your eyes, nothing has moved. No plan, no first step, not even a single search. Just the dream sitting there, vivid, beautiful, and completely untouched. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You don't lack care. In fact, you care so much that taking action feels dangerous. You care so deeply that your brain has gone into protection mode. Don't risk it. Don't test it. Don't let the dream break. If you're watching this right now, you already know this feeling intimately. I know because I was exactly like you. Today we're going deep, no fluffy motivation, no just do it slogans. We're exploring the real psychology of people who dream big but consistently do nothing. And by the end, you'll understand yourself better than you ever have, and you'll see a genuine path forward. Let me gently give you a label right now. You are a protected dreamer. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're a highly sensitive, visionary person who has unconsciously turned your dream into emotional armor. Most big dreamers carry a quiet, universal pain, the ache of carrying an unlived version of yourself. It doesn't scream. It accumulates. It shows up in late-night thoughts, in the subtle envy when others move forward, in the low-grade sadness you can't quite name. You feel it, don't you? Science confirms this pattern is incredibly common. Psychologist Gabriela Oettingen discovered something that challenges everything the self-help world promotes. When you vividly imagine your future success, feeling every emotion, seeing every detail, your nervous system actually relaxes. Studies using real physiological measures showed that positive fantasies lowered blood pressure and reduced subjective energy levels compared to people who didn't visualize at all. Your brain registers the reward before you've earned it. Energy drops, motivation fades. Those vision boards and manifestation sessions you spent hours on, they may have been quietly working against you. But for many protected dreamers, it goes even deeper. There comes a dangerous moment when the dream stops being, I want to do this, and quietly becomes, this is who I am. I want to write a book turns into, I'm a writer, I just haven't written it yet. I want to build a business becomes, I'm a future founder. When your goal fuses with your identity, actually doing the work becomes psychologically threatening. Because now failure isn't just a failed attempt, it's evidence about who you are as a person. And the mind treats threats to identity the same way it treats any other threat. It avoids them at all costs. Research by psychologist Peter Gallwitzer shows that when people publicly announce identity-linked goals, they often get a premature sense of completion. Others nod and say, that's amazing, and your brain files it under progress made. The social confirmation relaxes the drive to actually follow through. This connects to another well-documented phenomenon called self-handicapping, first identified by Jones and Burgess in 1978. You unconsciously create conditions that protect your ego. I haven't really started yet, so I can't really fail yet. The dream stays perfect, the dreamer stays safe, and the cruel irony? As a short-term strategy, it works extremely well. You preserve the beautiful fantasy. You dodge the discomfort. The dream remains pristine and entirely hypothetical. Some protected dreamers don't avoid action by doing nothing. They stay extremely busy with everything except the real thing. Endless research, courses, podcasts, reorganizing their workspace, reading biographies of people who succeeded. It looks responsible, it feels productive, but it's preparation functioning as avoidance. This is the famous intention-behavior gap. Meta-analyses by Pascal Sheeran and others show that even large increases in intention only produce small to medium changes in actual behavior. For big dreamers, the gap is wider because the emotional stakes feel enormous. Starting feels like gambling your entire self-image. So time passes. I'll start when things calm down becomes, I'm not in the right headspace. That becomes, maybe this path isn't for me anymore. You never formally quit. You just never started. And over years, a quiet grief settles in the grief of an unlived life. Not dramatic, not explosive. Just a persistent low hum of, what if? Let me read you for a moment. No judgment, just truth. You might be the person who has told everyone about your dream for years, and now they've stopped asking. Or you might be the one who keeps it completely private but spends hours planning in secret, only to close the notebook again. You might stay in preparation mode, always learning, always consuming, always almost ready. Or you might have reached the stage where you're quietly questioning whether the dream was ever right for you, because doubting feels safer than trying. Wherever you are, I see you. I've been in every single one of those positions. I was you. For years, I carried a big dream that I talked about, planned, and visualized constantly. People knew me as the guy who was going to do that thing. Inside, it felt completely real. But outside, almost nothing happened. I felt the shame. I felt the self-disappointment. Most of all, I felt that quiet, nameless sadness. Until I finally understood the psychology protecting me. Your dream is like a flawless crystal castle floating in the clouds, shimmering, perfect, untouchable. You stand on the ground looking up, building invisible staircases in your mind, but never laying the first real stone. You dream big. You dream so big. You dream with such intensity that your brain has already lived the entire story. But that very beauty becomes the reason you hesitate, because what if reality cracks the crystal? This isn't laziness. This is sophisticated psychological self-protection. Your mind is doing exactly what it evolved to do, keep you emotionally safe. But here's the powerful reframe I want you to take with you. You are not weak. You are an orchid. In psychology, people tend to fall into two categories. Dandelions, tough, resilient, they grow anywhere. Orchids, highly sensitive. In harsh conditions, they struggle, but in the right environment, they bloom with extraordinary beauty, creativity, and strength. You are an orchid. Your sensitivity is why you can dream so vividly. It's why your vision feels so real. It's why the stakes feel so high. What you once called a flaw, I dream big but do nothing, is actually vantage sensitivity. Your nervous system is wired for deeper experience. With the right approach, that same sensitivity becomes your greatest advantage. You don't need to become a dandelion. You only need to learn how an orchid takes action. So what actually works? Gabriella Oettingen's research points to mental contrasting, a simple but powerful technique. Hold your desired future clearly in mind, then deliberately confront the real, concrete obstacles standing in your way. Not as a thought experiment, but as an honest reckoning. What exactly has been stopping me for the past months? What obstacles am I still avoiding? When you do this truthfully, energy stops being borrowed from an imaginary future. It rises from the present. The motivation feels less euphoric, but it actually moves you forward. 2 more quiet shifts that change everything. Stop broadcasting the dream for a while. When everyone already sees you as the person who's going to do that, part of your brain quietly checks it off. Keep it close. Let the work become the announcement. Make the dream smaller before it becomes real. When the vision feels massive, No single action ever feels significant enough. But one uncomfortable hour on the exact task you've avoided for weeks, that is a gap you can cross. It won't make for a glamorous story at first, but it's the version that actually happens. Right now, you might be feeling a mix of recognition, hope, and fear. That's normal. That's human. You are not alone in this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are a protected dreamer who is finally understanding the mechanisms that have kept you safe and learning how to gently step beyond them. The dream hasn't disappeared. It's still there. It simply stopped being a direction and became a destination you never bought a ticket for. You already know what the thing is. You probably thought of it within the first 30 seconds of this video. The question is no longer whether you can dream. The question is whether you're willing to begin. Because the beautiful truth is this: orchids don't need to become less sensitive. They only need the right conditions and the courage to take the first real step. You have everything inside you already. Now it's time to let the dream breathe in the real world.